Heyo, it's Jake again. I know I said I was gonna upload a while back. Not that anybody's watched these. Not a huge deal. I don't expect a ton of viewership. I mean, I'd love to make my channel grow, if you can call it that right now. But, anyways, I have kind of a script this time, so it should be a little better than last time. I'm still gonna have awkward pauses. You know, it's a skill, a talent, I guess, that grows over time. That being able to talk on camera and being able to move through a video fluently. So, like, I'm gonna try. And this is my best shot for now. Obviously, it'll get better over time. So, I guess basically what I'm gonna go through is, like, this is, you know, my journey, both with self-improvement and escaping the addiction of pornography. So I figured you guys, not that there's any of you yet, but I figured y'all could learn from my mistakes, and maybe, you know, do better than me and not drag your feet and so on and so forth. So, I guess we'll start from square one. I have been addicted for, let's see, 9 years now. And so that has been horrible for me. I've been incredibly depressed ever since I found pornography. It's pushed me into absolutely disgusting mental states. It's hurt relationships with people. It's done a lot of things to me and the people around me that I wish I never had to go through and I never had to put them through. And I've always wanted to escape from it, but I've never really had, like, the guts or the, I don't even know what you would say, just the ability to move forward. So I kind of finally decided, after I found a wonderful little channel called Hamza, and I'm sure some of you have watched him. I finally decided to finally let me decide to make something of myself, or led me to decide, I guess. As I said, I'm still new on camera here, so I'm not going to cut any of this out just yet. First things first, I have no clue what I'm doing, how I'm going to do these videos, how I'm going to improve my life. I'm just going to take it one step at a time. I have a couple things that I have written down that I want to start with, and just improving in general and doing that'll help, I believe, from what I've gathered. I obviously, you know, I'm just like anybody else. I have some huge dreams, and this feels like such a downer every time I relapse. Like, it's been, I get on these little high notes, and they're like very low highs, basically, but I get on these high notes, and I'm like finally ready to move on with my life. And actually, I even have, like, part of them here, but I make out checklists, so honestly I need to do more of here. And I will write them out day to day, and then that'll keep me in track for, like, what I should do, and typically that's been helpful for porn. And I think I'll start that again with these couple things I'm going to mention here. But, you know, I have huge dreams, and basically this has been super depressing, and it's held me back in so many ways, and I think everyone else can agree with that. It is incredibly hard to deal with. Whether or not you know it, it is pushing you down, it is making you anxious and depressed. I don't even eat as much as I used to, which is a horrible side effect in and of itself. I mean, there's so many things. You're low energy, so you don't want to do as much. Obviously, that comes with depression as well. So, I guess the first 3 things that I want to work on this week, and I'm going to try to do, hopefully weekly to maybe twice a week uploads for now, and it may be more, it may be less. That just depends on, I don't know, life, dude. I'm just getting started with a new job and all that. So first things first, accountability. A lot of people don't seem to have accountability when it comes to an addiction, and so I find that being able to have a friend or even a piece of paper, like, this has been my biggest accountability thing. A friend would be really good because it's active feedback. So, like, if they've been through this addiction or they just understand it because they're going through it with you, it's very helpful to have that because it's, like, instant feedback. Like, they'll, like, if I'm, like, tempted, I'll be like, no, I gotta hold true to this because of, you know, my goals and everything. And then I also don't want to disappoint this person, and so that's really helpful. That's very, like, a very basic thing. And if you can't go out and find a friend or a parent or just something as an accountability partner, I recommend having a checklist of, like, daily things that you do and then not even writing down porn on it. And maybe that won't work for you, but for me, that's actually been a bigger factor, is not even writing that down. And then just going out and focusing on doing those things, focusing on that and that list above all. And for me, this list here, I'll read it to you. Actually, it's just one on script, but like, for me, it's I am a Christian, so it is spend time in the Bible and spend some time in prayer, and those things have been incredibly encouraging to do. They, for me, bring a lot of happiness and joy in my life, but I'm not here to cram that down your guys' throats. I'm just here to try to help you. Another thing is meditation. I believe that meditation is a key to a lot of things in life. I am horrible at it, and that comes from a massive internet addiction as well as a pornography addiction. Gratitude journaling, we'll actually get to that with journaling here in a minute. So I have two types of journaling on here, deep journaling and gratitude journaling. Those have been fantastic. Reading, and then no YouTube at all in either short form or long form content. Actually, I do have long form. I allow myself long form, but that would include, reels, I guess you could call them on YouTube, and then Instagram reels or TikTok, something like that. And so I have those as my main things that I would like check off every day. And that's been my form of accountability, because like pornography for me is implied in that, because I got that list done and I wasn't held back by pornography that day. And like every time you relapse, you'll find it's so much harder to get that list done. So that's been huge for me. Another thing is journaling, as I was saying. So I do gratitude and deep journaling, and I'm not very good at either of them right now, but from my understanding of what they are, deep journaling is basically where you go and you sit down and you just write. Typically, I've heard some people drink tea or coffee or whatever with it, and it just they just zone out. They might throw on some music, and they just write until their thoughts stop coming. And I haven't gotten to the point where I'm able to do that. I'm also as I said, I have a strong internet addiction as well, so my brain doesn't want to function very well most of the time. So I've found that for me, it just takes me sitting down and writing for even 10-15 minutes, and it hurts a lot of the time, because you just sit there and you'll just wonder, what am I doing? How am I going to write? And you might get 30 words down, or you might write 5 pages. It just depends on, I guess, what that day has in store for you. And then gratitude journaling is very simple. Gratitude journaling is basically just going and writing down 5 things every day. For me, at least, it's been 5 things every day that I'm thankful for. And this is a very common one. You'll see this with a lot of self-improvement people, and it is awesome, actually. If you truly, and this has to be at the beginning of the day, by the way, I did it at the end, and I realized, wow, this isn't doing anything for me, because I'm just kind of happy before I go to bed, which didn't work. But so I found that writing 5 things, preferably as soon as you wake up. I sleep in a room with my brother, so I'm on a top bunk and he's on the bottom, so I can't roll out of bed and just grab my journal, because that would hurt. No, I'm kidding. But I can't roll out of bed and just grab it, because he has that dresser completely covered and stuff. So, and I don't want to just jump on my phone either. So basically, I have to wait a few minutes before I can journal. But still, try to make it as close to the first thing as you can do. I highly, highly recommend it. Gratitude journaling is such a good stage to set your day on. And if you're religious as well, prayer is very good to set your day on. Actually, even if you're non-religious, another thing that you can do is just reading the Bible daily. And I'm not like saying that as a way to push somebody into being a Christian, or religious, but like there are a lot of people that I know that aren't Christian, that read it simply because they enjoy the principles and the moral, and ethical rules and outlines that are in there. It's very inspiring in a kind of deep and emotional way that you wouldn't expect when you read a lot of it. So I would highly recommend that, whether or not you're religious. And if you don't, that's fine. I just recommend the journaling for now. If you move into that later, that's awesome. And the last thing is reading daily. So I really struggle with this. This comes back, really hard to the internet addiction thing again. And that's just focusing. So that's where also meditation comes into play. But reading is so healthy for the brain. It allows you to regain, long-term focus along with meditation. Meditation's huge in that. It also is just a way to learn. And then so, I mean, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but like, I want to have it as my goal. So those three things, by the way, meditation, journaling of both kinds, and reading on a daily basis. Those three things I'm going to turn into daily habits over the next week, and obviously, forever from here on out. But like this next week, I'm going to kind of try to document some of it on and off and see how that goes. But with reading, it is very beneficial for learning. So I read a lot of financial things because I'm very intrigued in what financial freedom looks like and not being caught in your typical 9 to 5. A lot of people love that concept, and so I'm hunting that down. And you could be reading something completely different. It could be just a normal book, but I would highly recommend, say you read a book a week, like I'm going to try to do. So that means, on a side note, that would mean dividing it up into what is that? 7 sections, and then you look at your page number and you divide that by 7. So then you read that number of pages per day, I believe. That's how that works. So I would recommend that. It might take you an hour or two. Like, I'm a very slow reader right now, but it is incredibly helpful to read. It is just, it'll push you places and you'll learn more. And that is very beneficial throughout this journey for all of us. So I know this was very sporadic and probably not well done at all, in all honesty. Like, I don't have any editing. I have no mics. That's just me right now. But, sometimes this more raw stuff is the best you got. But this is all I have. So I love y'all. I know there's not many of you guys out there, but we're watching this yet. Hopefully someday. But hey, y'all have a good one. And until next time, peace.